Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, HollywoodShono here, about to give you another HollywoodShono tech/HollywoodShono real life video. And in today's video, I wanted to show off my game library as well as a major purchase that I have made today, which I will be receiving tomorrow. But first, we want to go over the list of games that we have. So as you can see, in my Steam library, these are all the games that I own. I have all three Borderlands, including Borderlands 3 on PC. And we have a whole bunch of games right here. We even have Destiny 2 on the PC as well. And you can see we have all the Elder Scrolls great games. We have For Honor. We have Injustice 1 and 2. We have Mortal Kombat 11. We even have Monster Hunter World. Path of Exile, Pillars of Eternity 2. Quake Champions, River City Ransom Underground. Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Titan Quest. Torchlight. I need to buy Torchlight 2. That's a fun game as well. Also, Ultra Street Fighter 4, Warframe, Wizardry 6, 7, and 8, and WWE 2K15, 17, 18, 19, 20. We also own every Blizzard game on here except for Black Ops 4 and the Warcraft 3 Remastered I do need to pick up, and the StarCraft Remastered I also need to pick up. I'm really hoping that Blizzard actually releases Diablo 4, and I'd even be happy with Diablo 2 Remastered. If they can keep it true to form, I would love to just play the hell out of Diablo 2 and no having to have characters expire after 45 days. I would support it, and I would even support DLC if they add more characters into Diablo 2 in the future, which I wish they would have done for Diablo 3, but I understand there's a lot of balancing involved, which kind of sucks. And you can see we also got Assassin's Creed Unity when they had that little promotion where I believe it was Paris or whatever that was mainly featured in Unity burned down, and the game had an exact replica of it. So Assassin's Creed Unity, actually Ubisoft donated some money towards that, which is really cool. So now what I want to show you guys is one of the purchases that I made, and that is the Elgato GameCapture 4K 60 Pro. Now, I already have the Elgato 60 Pro, which is 1080p and 60 frames a second, but you can see some of the stuff here. It's got a PCI Express card with an input and output, just like the original. So if I can actually use both capture cards, I can essentially add like both of my monitors in 1080p, and then whatever I want to record in 4K, be it my desktop, be it my laptop, whatever I want to input in, I'd be able to do that just fine. So it also has 4K 60 capture and pass-through, meaning that my TV is a 4K TV, so I can do all my gameplay on my TV and have zero latency. Now, with the original Elgato 60, I did notice a very minor lag, but this is the version 2, so I suspect that will not have it. And it also has up to 240 hertz pass-through. For example, your 1080p monitor supports 240 hertz. 1440 would support, I believe, 144 hertz. And instant game view. So, like, you could just look from your one screen and have it on another screen as well. This is super important if you have a bunch of people over your house. That way they can watch the action just fine. And it also works out of the box with all streaming software, including OBS Studio, Streamlabs OBS, XSplit, and more. And you can also see on Elgato Stream Deck on the desk and Corsair gear, considering that Elgato is actually owned by Corsair now, who also has the RAM in my desktop. And Meet 4K CU, custom built to help you get the most out of 4K 60 Pro. So it's got flashback recording, live commentary, and video library. And one of the things I always liked about Elgato, and I'm sure that you can do this with OBS, is that you can actually have the audio saved in separate videos. So like, say if you don't like the audio from something, you can snippet it out without having it be the same file. Or you could just use video editing like Sony Vegas or Adobe Premiere and do the same thing as well. Now, another purchase that I did want to show you guys as well is called the Razer Junglecat. Now, this is something I also purchased. It's a gamepad controller, and one thing that's important to note is that I personally own a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, which you can see right there, and it supports it. Now, I'm assuming this is the new King of Fighters Mobile, which they have reached out to me to sponsor a video with. I have not done so yet. And maybe I should check the game out. I'm sure the Broadway Saiyan has checked it out. I know Maximilian Dude was featured in one of the advertisements. But one of the things that intrigued me about this is that while it does look like a Nintendo Switch controller, if you guys remember the old Logitech controller, it kind of reminds me of that. It does have a modular design, so it has 3 custom cases that you can put in. It's got the Razer Phone 2, it has the S10 Plus, and it also has the Note 9, which is pretty damn cool. For example, if Danielle Joseph were ever interested in a product like this, even though I don't think she's that hardcore of a gamer, she would have a case for this. So somebody like that could actually benefit from this and not have an S10 Plus like me and Beth have. So you're going to have to download the Razer Gamepad app as well. So you can also change your button layout. For example, if you don't like the Y button being reload in like a Call of Duty mobile game, or say PUBG has it mapped to X, well, you can change that to whatever you like. So it's a pretty important aspect. And I like the D-pad. It feels very PlayStation-like. The analog stick placement doesn't bother me either, because fighting games, for example, don't really use the analog sticks. So I actually like this layout. I think it's going to be good for that. Now, the analog stick in the up position is actually good, because I've actually gotten used to that with Call of Duty Mobile and other FPS-like games. So if you have to actually navigate the buttons, it's really good having this up top. This one doesn't really matter where it's at. It's going to take some getting used to having the buttons on the bottom, kind of like the Wii U, but it's not that big of a deal. So this also has 100 hours of gaming support, meaning that it's Bluetooth low energy. It's not going to charge your phone. And it's got a year warranty. There's some other products as well. And the tech specs tell it right here. One-sided controller play. So you basically flip it up and that's the side it's on. USB-C charging. If it charges the phone while it's connected to the controller, that's a huge positive. And I fully support that. Like, if you can charge your phone without having to take the case off, I'm a huge fan of that. Because I will be using this at work. And maybe I can actually map buttons out for other various games, like Injustice 2, Mortal Kombat. Maybe I'll actually play more games off my phone with this case and having something bigger to grip on. I don't know. We'll have to see. So it also supports Android 7.0, Windows 8.1 or higher. So I imagine you can use this with a PC, which is actually interesting because it does have Bluetooth support. So you also need to have low energy BLE, location to pair controller, and GPS to pair controller. That all makes sense. Probably so Razer can track it. But what's included in the box? For RZ06, this model, both of them support the Razer Phone 2 and the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. Pay very special attention to the R3M1 because that's for the Huawei P30 Pro. I imagine that's the international market, whereas the R3U1, which is probably the US market, actually comes with the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. Also, be aware that the Razer Junglecat is not supported by iOS. Razer is an Android company, not iOS, so they don't have to do that. Can the Razer Junglecat only be used with one of the included smartphone cases? No. It can be paired with any compatible Android smartphone or tablet. If these devices also include video output, such as the Razer Phone 2, it can be used with a TV or monitor. I'm hoping it also can be used with Elgato, because as we know, the S10 Plus has a 1440p screen. So that's kind of cool. And what's included in the Razer Gamepad app, it provides game discovery, customized button profiles, and thumbstick sensitivity adjustment. It also serves as a launcher for installed games. Sensitivity is super important for FPS games, because if you want to be able to turn really quick, kind of like mouse and keyboard, you have to have the sensitivity really high. And your mileage may vary on that. So these are some of the photos of what the actual device looks like. So if your phone is not supported, like for example, you have a Note 10 Plus, or if you have, let's say, a Samsung Galaxy S7, you'd still be able to use it kind of Nintendo Switch-like. You just have to fold it out. And for those of you guys that remember the Logitech device that also works exactly like that, I got this sponsored when I did a Chronoblade promotion. So they actually had me hand out 5 iOS devices, and I got to keep an Android one. So basically, the way it's going to work is probably going to clip in, much like the Logitech one, and then expand out as necessary. So is this a rip-off to the Logitech one? No. This one feels a lot sturdier. I actually did not like this one so much in my Note 8. I still have it, just for the simple fact that if I ever lose my S10 Plus, say it gets stolen, I have a backup phone. I still have my Note 8, so I can use it for that. But if you like this video on some of the purchases entering the Sanctuary, including 4K gaming and new accessories for my S10 Plus, please give this video a like rating, comment, subscribe, share this video amongst your friends, and as a favorite, check out my other Hollywood Shono in real life tech review videos, playlists, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, which are all Hollywood Shono, my Instagram, which is Hollywood Shono's God, and on Wednesday, October 30th, is when I'll be getting this 4K capture card. And you're going to see me testing out various console gamings, and you might even see me back on Injustice 2 on my big iPad with a higher resolution. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day, kids.
www.youtube.com/HollywoodShono. Subscribe, bitches!